The following program was brought to you by the Alltech Media Group. The Alltech Media Group has been serving the Southern California business community for over 30 years with professional, high-quality multimedia marketing and advertising services. For more information on their products and services, visit alltechmedia.com.
Hello and welcome to Southern California Nonprofit Magazine. I'm your host, Dwight Cromie. This episode is about the Riverside Medical Clinic Foundation's 23rd annual Dr. Richard N. Boylan Memorial Lecture Series. The recent lecture series was entitled Understanding and Preventing Bullying and Cyberbullying and was held in February of 2012. Speakers included Tina Meyer, founder of the Megan Meyer Foundation, Robin Sinkhorn, mother of Lauren Potter, an actress and cast member in the hit TV show Glee, John Pease, a leading anti-bullying advocate, and Jen Welchkowski, a licensed clinical psychologist at the Sharp Mesa Vista Hospital. The goal of the program was to bring awareness to bullying and cyberbullying. It addressed the special needs children, the addiction cycle, and the LGBT adolescents. Today with us is Howard Boylan, a board member for the Riverside Medical Clinic Foundation. Welcome, Howard.
Thank you.
Howard, before we begin, can you tell me a little bit more about the foundation and what its mission is?
The foundation was started in 1985 by a group of doctors at the Riverside Medical Clinic, and my dad was one of those doctors, and they decided that they needed to do public programs and have public access to the information that the doctors had about illnesses and treatments, and they wanted it all to be free. So they wanted to start a nonprofit foundation to get out the information so that people could, have better health in the community. And I think they've continued that mission for the last 27 years. My mother was on the board for quite a while, and after she came off, then I was elected. I've been on the board, I think, 13 years now. But I think their programs are always open to the public and free, and I think they do a really good job.
Well, it's my understanding a part of the foundation's goals is to be a venue to disseminate information about health and other issues. And you recently held a summit or seminar on bullying and cyberbullying. Can you tell me, why did your foundation get involved in that topic?
Our director, who just came on a few months ago, I think felt that was a very topical issue. It's very much in the news, and it's happening now. And in the past, we've dealt with other things like Alzheimer's and diabetes and heart disease, things like that. Recently, bullying has come to the fore in the last few years because it just seems to be happening more and more, and people are frightened. They don't have the information about it. They just hear about it on the news, and we felt, I think as a group, that we should have more about that because people do want that information. It's very pervasive, and people are afraid to talk about it, but they want the information. So I think the decision was made to have this particular lecture that's named after my dad on that topic, and we had 4 very good speakers that gave not only anecdotes, but things that actually happened and what can be done about it. And I just thought it came off really well, and the people got a lot of good information.
Well, the program was not just, again, about bullying in the schools. It also dealt with bullying online, and that's become a real issue right now, correct?
Yes, and I actually am surprised by that, but yes, it is very pervasive. There seems to be a lot of it going on, and people just don't know, I guess, how to handle it because it just seems to keep happening. So they did cover that subject too, and I think 2 of the speakers addressed it directly, and I know people wanted to hear. We had over 400 people there, so I think we had a good response.
One of the speakers also talked or gave a presentation on bullying for people with developmental disabilities. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and what he had to say?
Well, in today's world, unfortunately, people with those kind of disabilities are picked on, and which is bullied. And when I was a kid, we called it picked on. And of course, there's no reason for that. It's a prejudice which, it goes deep. And I'm glad they addressed that because people kind of don't really think about that. We had the mother of the young lady who's on the show Glee. She's an actress on there, the girl is, and her mother was part of the panel and talked about, the things that her daughter went through when she was younger. And I think that topic is just as important as the bullying, the physical bullying or the cyber bullying. So, again, that's something that we need to address and work on.
One of the other speakers also talked about, and I guess this is really pervasive, is the bullying of young adolescents that are either gay or lesbians, and I never realized how prevalent that bullying is right now.
Well, apparently, because we're in a society where, coming out is happening more, then this kind of thing is happening also. And again, these are prejudices that go deep, and I was unaware of that too myself. So that they brought that topic out, and that expert was talking about all the different ways that it can happen, and the people that it happens to. And they are a small percentage of the society, but even one instance of bullying is too many. Right. So I was glad to see that topic come out because that's something people don't talk about much. So that's good that we got that topic out in the open.
You mentioned that approximately 400 to 500 individuals attended this seminar. Can you tell me who were the people that attended? Was it parents? Was it teachers? Was it administrators? Who actually attended the event?
In my view, as listening to the questions and talking to some of the people there and looking at the crowd, it looked like we had a good mixture of people. There was questions from parents. We had some teachers there, some business people. I saw some young people there, some teenagers, and a lot of family people. They saw our notice in the newspaper. I think we had one on radio also, and they were interested in finding out about it. Some of them had instances where their children were bullied in different ways, and they wanted to find out about it. So I think we had a good cross-section of people there, and I was happy about that.
Now, what do you think people walked away with after this presentation? Did it empower them? Did they learn something? What did they walk away with?
I think empower is a good word because I think after hearing the story about the girl who killed herself in 2006 after the cyberbullying and then some of the other aspects of different kinds of bullying, I think people really, were shaking their head. Yes, they got the literature, they listened, they asked good questions, and I think they came away with a better understanding of what these different types of bullying are. And I'm hoping that's why they came there, was to learn something, because that's what my dad always wanted, is for people to learn things. So I think, yes, they did come away with more understanding, more information, and I think they would go back and, do something. We had somebody from Moreno Valley that said her school wasn't addressing it well enough, and she was going to take the advice of one of the speakers and go see the principal and the vice principal and go to the Board of Education meeting and bring that up, get it on the agenda, and have them do something about it. So to me, that was great that somebody was going to go do something.
Howard, can you tell me, does the foundation plan on doing more seminars or a follow-up on this event, or what else you might be doing?
Yes, we do want to follow up with that and do more presentations like that, and I think it's a good idea to continue that because this is a topical issue. On our website, we do have a link to the presentations by these speakers, and I think that's very, that's great because people can see the presentation at their own leisure and take it in and move forward from there.
Thank you very much, Howard.
All right.
The Riverside Medical Clinic Foundation is dedicated to improving the health of the Inland Empire community through education at the individual, professional, and community level. If you'd like to view any of the presentations on bullying or cyberbullying, simply click on the icon to the right of the screen. I'm your host, Dwight Cromie, and I want to thank you for watching this edition of Southern California NPO Magazine.